Complete Performance crew, we have another upper body at-home workout for you to give you an opportunity to move your body, to maybe take out some stress and keep yourself moving when we may all be stuck at home, when we're outside of the gym, when we are maybe on the road traveling. These are great workouts for you to do. So let's get into this upper body workout. We have 5 supersets today, a lot of different exercises to go through, but a little bit different format in that we're only going to go through each superset 2 rounds. There are still 3 exercises in each one, but you're going to do each exercise 45 seconds, then you're going to rest 15, move to the next one, but you only have to do each exercise 2 times. So once you're done with it the first time, you're already halfway done with it. So let's get into these exercises. First one we have is the good old jumping jack. Now, with jumping jacks, okay, classic jumping jacks, the faster you go, the more cardio it's going to be. If jumping is a lot for you, then go to a step out version. I want you to push the pace in that step out version so you get more cardio out of it. The second exercise is a diamond push-up. Now, diamond push-ups are a little bit more focused on the triceps, on the lower part of our pecs here. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna set up on the floor. You don't need to have your hands exactly touching, but you want them to be pretty close. From here, you're gonna lower yourself down to the floor, elbows nice at your sides, and push back up. Now, that's tough for a lot of us to do. The tricep strength may not be there, so what I want you to do is I want you to start from the floor. I want you to line those hands up right underneath the middle of that chest, and we're gonna go right from our knees here. We wanna keep those elbows nice and tight. We don't want them to bow out. That's gonna put a lot of stress on the wrist. We don't wanna shrug those shoulders up. That's gonna end up just hurting our neck. So pull those shoulder blades down, keep those elbows nice and close to our sides, push the floor away from us. Second or third exercise, we have heel touches. A great core exercise. Heel touches are definitely a core exercise that what you put in is what you're going to get out. Feet are flat on the floor, knees are up toward the ceiling. I want you to pull your nose up toward the ceiling. Flatten that back on the floor. Reach those hands out, down to your sides. I want you to tuck, crunch to one side, reach for that heel, come back to the middle, then down to the other. If you just lie on the floor and kind of slide across the carpet, slide across the surface, your core's really not gonna work. But I want you to really think about squeezing that side in to reach down for that heel. Superset number 1. Then we go into superset number 2. We have plank jacks. Plank jacks, you're gonna start in a high plank position. With your feet, you're gonna do jumping jack footwork, just as if you were standing up, except you're in a plank position. If that jumping is too much, step out to each side at a pace that's suitable for you. Let's say a plank is tough for you, okay? What I want you to do is go down to your knees, stay in that good, strong core position, and I want you to alternate reaching each leg out to the side. Our second exercise is a plank T-spine. A little bit more shoulder and core work here. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna be in a high plank position, hand behind your head, rotate toward that elbow, and then open up toward the ceiling. From your knees, okay? We've done T-spines before where we're on all fours. I want you to stretch it out a little bit so you get a little bit more core focus. Bring elbow toward bring elbows together, and then open up toward the ceiling. Do 1 round on one side, 1 round on the other. Then we go to Supermans. Supermans can be done lying down or standing up. I'm gonna show you the lie down version. Arms are overhead. You're going to squeeze armpits closed, pull that back nice and tight, squeeze those glutes to raise those legs up off the floor. That's gonna give you a head to glute activation, and then you're going to slowly relax down. Really squeeze everything together. You should be feeling those shoulder blades being pulled down, and then relax out in front. That is superset number 2. Superset number 3, we're gonna start it off with bear crawl. Bear crawl, you're gonna be on your hands and your toes. You're gonna step forward with opposite foot and hand, and then alternate. If you want to go backwards, you are more than welcome to go backwards. The cool part with bear crawl is you can take a couple steps forward, take a couple steps back. You don't need a big space to do it in. The second exercise, outward bicep curls. If you have dumbbells at home, go ahead, grab onto those. You're gonna have one in each hand, rotate those shoulders out just slightly. And then you're going to curl. So now instead of curling to the front of our shoulders, I want you to think curl to the outside of your shoulders. Maybe you don't have dumbbells. A couple of different options. If you have bands at home, go ahead, stand on that band. Again, rotate those shoulders out. Curl those bands up toward the sides. Keep those elbows as close to your sides as you can, and really squeeze those shoulder blades to pull shoulders down. Maybe bands are also not an option. You can grab onto something like a tennis ball. Rotate out, squeeze nice and tight, all the way up to the shoulders and back down. The squeeze really pulls that bicep into play. Then, if you want a little bit more resistance, grab water bottles, grab soup cans, grab books, something a little bit heavier inside of your house, elbows at your sides, squeeze and pull water bottles up toward your shoulders. Then we go to toe touches. Toe touches, another core exercise. Lie on your back, legs straight up into the air. I want you to think about bringing your nose up toward your toes. From there, you're going to reach, touch your toes, if you can, come back down. What I don't want to see is pulling on our neck and our head to pull that nose closer toward our thighs. We want everything to be going up toward the ceiling, up toward our toes, because that's going to pull that back flat on the ground, protect the neck, protect the low back, and give you the best core activation. Our fourth superset kicks it off with cross jacks. Cross jacks, jumping jack footwork with your feet. Arms are now crossing out in front of us instead of out to the sides. So, looks like this. You can alternate crossing one arm over the other. If you need the step out version, that would look just like this. Then we go to no money, also called external rotation. You're going to bring your elbows to your sides. If you have little tiny weights or dumbbells at home, feel free to hold on to those. But you're going to think about rotating those thumbs away from each other, just like this. Personally, I think it helps to kind of back yourself up against the wall so that you don't rotate and kind of pull that belly out in front of us. Tennis balls, water bottles, bands, holding onto those can work great for this as well. Bands, the closer your hands are together or the less you have in the middle, the harder that one will get. Then we go to side plank. Side plank, you're gonna do one round on each side, stack those shoulders, hips, and ankles on top of each other. Optional to have this arm up. Doesn't really add too much of a benefit, but you want nice long body, everything in line. Make sure that that shoulder is nice, strong position. We don't want to let that slouch. We want elbow right underneath the shoulder, pull that belly button in. We're working those obliques in this exercise. Then we get to our last superset of the day. We have jabs. Good old split stance position, sit into those legs just a little bit, adds a little bit more core, adds a little bit more glutes. Arms up in front, as fast as you can, punch out in front of you. Second exercise, plank tricep extension. You are going to be down on the floor. You're going to probably do this from your knees. Have your elbows right under your shoulders, and you are going to press those hands into the floor and extend those elbows. Really working those triceps, squeezing, pull those shoulder blades down. Really think about tightening and tucking with those ribs to keep that core tight. Last but not least, we have what's called scap push-ups. High plank position, I want you to think about bringing your chest toward the floor while keeping your arms straight, then pushing your chest up toward the ceiling. Again, not moving those arms, we're bringing shoulder blades apart and shoulder blades together. Shoulder blades apart and together. Notice my hips don't drop down toward the floor or swing back up. Everything's nice, long, in line, and I'm squeezing through those shoulder blades all the way through to that core. This is a fun upper body workout because you get a variety of exercises. You get a whole lot of work done in a short amount of time. If you have questions or need modifications for any of the exercises, don't hesitate to reach out to myself, to Brian, to any of us. We'd love to help. Don't also feel like you can't ask questions on nutrition, on other activities that you can take part in during this time. Have a great workout and stay healthy.